We've been embracing the new year as much as we can with my self-converted Sprinter van, and I've been skiing at several resorts around Utah. With one of the lowest snowfalls on record, we've been exploring new resorts like Solitude and Snow Basin. In episode 7, we eagerly await our first POW day of the season with a foot of fresh snow.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another vlog. I usually do not start the vlog at like 10 o'clock at night, but I was honestly just excited to get into it. I was excited to start vlogging after the week of work. It has been dumping snow all night long, and we're supposed to get about like 10 to 12 inches overnight. So everyone's kind of like in that powder panic state out here in Utah because we haven't had any snow. So it's kind of like tomorrow should be a pretty epic day given the conditions.
This is our current campsite for the night. Good old Walmart.
It's actually not very cold out. It's probably only about like 30 degrees. You can tell the snow is very wet. It's almost melting as soon as it hits the ground. So should be a pretty comfortable night of sleep here. But way up top in the mountains should be way nicer. So just kind of winding down, getting ready for bed. So I want to get a really early start. And I want to try to be like one of the first chairs tomorrow. I just swallowed a snowflake on the mountain. It's time for me to hit the hay for the night. We have a big day of chasing POW tomorrow, trying to get some good turns in for the first time this season. So I'll see you guys in the morning. 11 inches of snow, guys. I just saw the snow report. We needed this storm. Yeah, this is a big storm for us. Woo! The strategy of where you go off the lifts is very important because it's going to be easy to get caught in a line and then you almost miss the fresh dump. So I think what my plan is going to be is that I'm going to be up in the lift line at like 8:30. And I'm basically just going to go right down to McConkey's lift, which will take me all the way up to the top of Park City, and I'm just going to wait there. They're probably going to have to do some avalanche mitigation and blasting and things like that. But if I'm in that line and then when it's clear, I can be like one of the first ones up there. 12 inches of fresh POW is going to look pretty insane. So these conditions are called as cookies and milk because what that means is that it's going to be milk on top. You're going to have a foot of fresh powder, but underneath you're still going to have rocks, stumps, twigs. Like there's still not enough base to really make this just like a total POW day. Like it's just going to be deceiving. So we got to be careful playing the long game today, skiing right to the end of the day. You won't be able to get snow all day long. So that's what I'm telling myself, at least.
Well, my original plan of doing the Crescent to McConkey's run is essentially went out the window because the line over at Crescent at 8:30 is like insanely long. You see how many people are just behind me right now on payday, but the Crescent line is out the corral and even down the hill. The lifts aren't opening here for another like half an hour. And we're just gonna hang out and see when we can get in the line. Our strategy worked out pretty well, and we're finally up to McConkey's. We're about like halfway up the lift, and we skied right into the lift line, didn't wait at all. So I think our move was the right one. I was actually with this homie behind in payday. What's your name, man? Travis. So we were actually in the Crescent line together, and I saw him bounce over to payday, and I actually followed him, and I kind of been just on his tail from each lift down to here. We ended up getting on the chair together. So it's always good to kind of hit the main areas first that'll get skied out right away, and then explore from there. So really looking forward to the first powder day or mini powder day, the milk and cookies. We still got to be careful with what's underneath the snow here, but should still be the best day yet of the season. So really stoked for this one. Underneath, you got to be careful. There's huge moguls underneath. We got just such perfect, fluffy, dry Utah snow, man. So good.
ice out there. It's probably a good foot of fresh snow. But the only tricky part is that there's just huge moguls right underneath. So it looks like there's a nice fresh clump of snow, but then you'll hit a rock hard mogul. So it's taking a lot of heads up skiing and kind of just staying tight within your core and your legs, because those moguls will really send you for a loop. And then with the deep pow, it's easy to get twisted up. So I'm still kind of following Travis around, and the lift at McConkey's is starting to get skied up and the line's getting longer. So we ripped down to Pioneer, no line at all. I mean, it's all fresh underneath here. So we're gonna try to spin this a few times and then just see where the next zone is from here. But this is my home mountain. Skied here for 24 years. I could probably ski this a lot, like basically with my eyes closed. Just happy, man, stoked, grateful. These are the moments that make me happy for you guys, for everything that's going on in my life. It's just hard to beat, so thank you guys. Proper ski vlog without trying to do some sort of hike. So luckily they opened up Jupiter Peak, which is a hike right off of McConkey's. I don't think the entire peak is open, but it looks like we can go about halfway. I think we're a little bit late, to be honest. So it looks like there's a lot of people up ahead, behind, and a lot of tracks, but this is about the closest thing we have. Anything up at Jupiter and anything with some decent vert. Pretty sweet either way. I don't know if this has been open at all this year or if this is the first time it's open. Okay, so it looks like we couldn't go all the way up to the top of Jupiter Peak, but we're probably about, I don't know, maybe like 3/4 of the way up there. There's a lot of people coming up the ridge and dropping in, so I want to try to just kind of drop in and get in there. And I'm gonna try to push as far skiers left as I can, because I think that'll be the least skied out. Such a great hike to do. It's just a bummer it's not open all the way to the top. This is a really, really fun face to hit. And when you can get all the way to the top, there's a bunch of little chutes, little rock hits. It's definitely always worth it. Oh, I'm fogging up a little bit. All right, here we go. First Jupiter Peak run of the season. Music on. Let's go. I'm listening to some Machine Gun Kelly lately. It's kind of been my jam, so Bloody Valentine. But those 3-4 turns were just face, man. I lost a lot of vert traversing across. I thought I'd be able to stay higher, but I guess not. Footage of my last run and I saw where the tripod fell out. So I think I have a general idea of where it could be. There's definitely not as many people up here anymore. It seems like another storm system is moving in. The wind's picking up. It's getting a lot colder. So I think it's kind of keeping people away. But right now the mission is to try to find my tripod and then try to find some more fresh snow and get some more face shots, because why not? So let's do it. I still had it here. It's gonna be right over in here. Oh, I might have found it. Nope. I think it's got to be right around here. Oh, I found it. I found it. Oh, found it. Got it. Oh, nice. Right on top of the snow. Perfect. Well, that, guys, was an absolutely sick POW day. It is just about 2:30, and to think that I was in the line at 8:30, I've literally just been on skis for about like 6 hours maybe. I'm soaking wet. I am starving. That's basically it. I'm soaking wet and I'm absolutely starving. So I need to address those two issues before I do anything else. I want to show you guys the damage I did to my skis today, hiking around at the peak. Look at this core shot right here. That's pretty deep. I think that's all the way down to the base, which I don't think it's not repairable, but I just need to get it filled or something so the water doesn't get into the core. But that perfectly describes the milk and cookies conditions that we had today, where it looks so nice on top, but sitting right underneath are just these big rocks waiting to sneak up and damage your skis. So I think there's this big misconception of like hitting rocks is so bad for your skis, and it can be, but one, skis are pretty resilient, and two, it takes a lot to really damage them to the point where they're just not fixable at all. So we will address it, but just not by tomorrow, because I want to ski on these tomorrow, which is a whole nother topic, is where are we skiing tomorrow. I'll give you a hint. It is consistently rated the #1 ski resort in the country. It's dinner time here in the van, guys. We have a super cozy night going on. It's about like 70 degrees in here. Cooking up some warm, hot dinner. This is actually fogging up. And on the menu tonight is something I've never ever tried before, and that is Beyond Meat meatless burgers. It's basically plant-based like meat, but it's not really meat. Does that make sense? Basically, the only reason why I'm trying it is because I own Beyond Meat in my stock portfolio, and it honestly hasn't been doing well for me, but my advisor is telling me, you know, it's like a lot of people love it. It's gonna be this new thing. So I'm trying it because I feel like if I own it, I wanna know what it's about. But I'm also kind of curious because sometimes when I eat meat, I just don't feel very good. So I don't know, it's kind of like an experiment. It doesn't look that good, nor does it smell that good. So I don't really know what to expect. Let's give this a try. I keep saying meat, but it's not meat. You guys get what I'm saying. Not bad, really. This doesn't really have a lot of flavor in my opinion. It kind of tastes like peas. I forgot a strainer, so I have to kind of do this like freestyle, but I'm not gonna waste this hot water. When you're in a van, like everything has to be utilized, whether it's space or water or whatever. So I'm gonna use this hot water to kind of do some dishes that I have left from today, like this coffee mug, this utensil. Just gonna clean the sink in general. Honestly, you can't even tell that it's like not meat, especially once I put sauce on it. The last thing I want to do before going to bed and signing off episode 7 of season 2 here is mentioning our very first Stoke Squad members. If you're familiar with how YouTube works, you can subscribe to my channel, which I hope you consider if you like my content, but even if you want to support me more, you could join the channel and become a member of the channel for a small fee. Right now it's $4.99 a month. I don't really care about that because that's why I go to work, is so I can afford to spend money on my vlog like this. But I did have a few members of the vlog, and I just want to give you guys each an individual shout out. First off, I need to thank Barbara Murphy. Barbara, you have, like, no matter what I've done on this channel, you have been extremely supportive, and I want you to know how much I truly appreciate that. It doesn't matter what I'm doing or what I'm going through, you either have some sort of words of wisdom or just knowing that your support is there means the world to me. So thank you for being the very first member of the Stoke Squad. The second member of the Stoke Squad so far is Ben Lawhorn, aka Benny. Burrito. He said he only joined the Stoke Squad so he could be in the vlog, and me mentioning his name like this. So Ben, you've taught me so much. I can't even begin to go into just how much I've learned from you, both from shooting video and also just growing as a person, man. I truly do love you. I appreciate your support on anything I do, and hopefully one day I can be on the podcast. Anyways, lastly, the third member as of making this video is Ricciardo. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Ricardo is pretty recent, I think, to the channel, to the vlogs, but like right away he sent me a message on Instagram or something just asking how he can support the channel. He's just a huge fan of the content, and his name just popped up as part of the Stoke Squad. He's trying to get me to sell some merchandise. I mean, just is a true believer, I feel like, of what I'm doing in my work. So Ricardo, thank you, man. I hope I can live up to your expectations, and I really can't thank you enough for being a part of the Stoke Squad. So make sure you check in for the next episode, 1, to see if we get kicked out of this campsite, because who knows if we'll get knocked down by the police, but 2, to check out where we're skiing next. Hint, it is the #1 ski resorts in America. So take it easy, fam. I'm going to bed. Peace out.